Explain what a geisha house is?
Yeah, a geisha is, there's a common misconception, I think, particularly outside of Japan, but a geisha is a person of the arts. And there's a geisha business that my father's grandmother ran a restaurant business, and so when you have guests who come to your restaurant, feast kind of situation, and you have entertainment. My father grew up in this household, so he had to learn how to dance, how to sing, how to play taiko, shamisen, also tsuzumi, and fue, shinobue, which is a Japanese bamboozle, and all these arts. Growing up, he left that behind to pursue jazz, and then came to. He went back to his roots, and he was teaching that to my brother and myself. So I grew up playing, yes, this very traditional and very immersed in this traditional performing arts. As one half of my artistic practice. Though I never was able to define it as an artistic practice so quite recently. It was something it's a family lineage that I'm carrying on here in Chicago, outside of Japan. And there are nuances that are inherently kind of I embody or are imbued in language if I speak Japanese. In common cultural traditions and things like that, that see themselves expressed in my visual arts practice. So I think that I'm a structuralist, I'm a minimalist, I really love quietude. Everything I do is about space and the quietude of space, but the power of the space in between, and that's a very Japanese approach. And I do have an East Asian kind of philosophy and a philosophical view of life, and that kind of finds itself in my visual arts practice, though I don't make work about being Japanese, and I think I've separated that because I play a traditional Japanese instrument already.
Absolutely. And so tell me a little bit, talk to me a little bit about, so you grew up and you said you spoke Japanese in your home. But you didn't grow up in an American-Japanese community, correct?
Correct.
So I assume your school is very English, very American, very, did you feel torn between the cultures, or was that, how did you make sense of some of that?
Well, there is, and that large community came out of World War II. So after the internment, or after World War II ended, those who were interned on the West Coast relocated a lot to Chicago and had to learn how to assimilate and be a part of American culture. And right now they're about like third and fourth generation. But my family and people from in my community, we are post-war immigrant communities. And so our relationship to the Japanese culture is very different. I did grow up speaking Japanese, I ate Japanese food, I go home, I watch Japanese TV, I go home to see my grandparents, and I never had a problem feeling like I was Japanese or American. I was explaining when I go to Japan, I'm proudly like, oh, I'm an American. And everybody knows it because of my mannerisms or things like that, how I dress and whatnot. But when I'm here at home in Chicago or in the United States, I say that I'm Japanese, and both are true. And I'm luckily able to come to terms with that and take advantage of this beautiful part of it.
Hubert, I'd like to talk to you about a couple of things. Now, I know inclusion is very important for you, creating environments where marginalized people are included, especially as it comes to community development, these kind of things. Now, what's really interesting is we have the city of LaPorte's doing some planning stuff right now, city planning, the county with some of our foundations is doing some planning things. In your experience, because this conversation has been going on, what is the best way to include marginalized people in the broader conversation so that we don't perpetuate the marginalization?
I would say one of the first things is to be respectful of all people. So feeling that we can exclude and not have your communities get in any way. So I think I'm going to just kind of reframe.
Please do.
So often, one of the reasons why I love Michigan City, as a small city, it is so diverse. 30 plus percentage are African American, almost 10% Latino, and a number of other percentages that are small, a diverse community. One of the challenges, though, with a diverse community is how do you deal with people who you're not comfortable with? So one of the things that I do in my work is to be able to say that we all need to be at the table when we are designing and strengthening our communities. Because if we're not all at the table, we become prescriptive in terms of how we do things. We know best for the communities that we don't even live in. So as planners, for instance, we will project onto communities what we feel are best for communities. When in reality, I feel that even in marginalized communities that have a lot of people who might be more documented, people who are naturalized in certain ways. If we ask them the question, what's best for their community, 9 times out of 10, they will have a better answer than a person who has been trained to be able to design those communities. So why not be inclusive in that conversation if we are going to plan for them? That way it's not prescriptive, it's inclusive. So what I try to do is build relationships with people who live